Alright guys, welcome back to Newsboy Hoy, where we rate movies, we play Legos, and all sorts of fun stuff. I have a nice naturey background today, and I'm kind of just on a roll. I really like the story, how the story got off after part 2, so I'm moving on, I'm going to part 3. So, that's what I'm up to right now, and I'm going to go along with part 3. I hope y'all like it. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't yet, all sorts of fun stuff. Alright? Now, Joseph, as you know, we're going to start calling him Joe because I'm tired of saying Joseph every time. So Joseph is in the hospital because he got shot, remember, in the last part. And so he's just kind of in the hospital, and while he's in the hospital, the police academy assigns him, not academy, the police, force assigned him with a new partner. She's a girl, and her name is Diana, to help him with the case because they've realized that this case is a bit bigger than it seemed originally. And so, while this is going on, while Joe's in the hospital, Diane is kind of just taking on the case, of course. So she questions the third rebel, the guy that he tased at the end, and about their location. Now he won't talk, and he's stubborn, and she does not know how to play bad cop that well. She's not a horrible cop, but she's kind of like a nice cop, and so she doesn't know how to play bad cop very well. And so she thinks about it, and then she comes in, she just keeps bugging him, and he won't give it to her. She gets a little mean, but she doesn't know how to really handle with these kind of guys. She's supposed to be, she's never really done anything like this before. But, okay, so the third rebel, she's like, okay. So after a few days, she's like, okay, I'll free you back if you tell me this. Tell me the next deal y'all are pulling off. And tell me the next deal y'all are pulling off, the next arms deal, because they're arms dealers. And tell me the location of it, right? And also tell me where y'all's hideout is. So after a little convincing, he does tell her, and then he gets let go. And so meanwhile, Johnny, now she wanted to find the place so she could go track those guys down, right? Arrest them all. So, she let them go, but then she could just go arrest them all and put them back in jail. And then, also, to find, I forget her name. Anyway, Johnny's wife. I forget her name. Say in the comments below. I've just been kind of rambling these off as I go. Anyway, so Johnny is freaking out. His wife's missing, obviously. He's a little scared. He keeps pestering Joe, who's in the hospital and sleeping a lot. Keeps pestering Diana. And so, but Bolton's fine. Bolton actually is looking for the next location of the piece that's missing. Now, Bolton was one of Bolton, Johnny, and whatever Johnny's wife's name is that I completely forgot. I'll go check on it later after this video, and then I'll get back to you. He is, they were Dr. Fitz's most trusted people, right? So, he's able to look into his location, to his computers enough, and figure out that he hid it inside of a mine. And that mine has been shut down for 2 years. They haven't been using it because there's no oil, no gold or anything in it. And so the mine they're about to blow for more, completely just wipe it out and for more stone, right? So Joe gets out of the hospital, and he's like, all right. So, and he goes and talks to him. He's like, Diane, why'd you let him go? And it's like, well, we got the location. We got the next heist they're pulling off. And it's like, when is it? Today. Diane's like, okay, it's today. Or Diana, sorry. She's like, it's today. And Joe's like, wait a minute. And then he goes and talks to Bolton. He's like, okay. Then he goes and talks to Bolton. And he's like, okay, Bolton, do you know anything else about the next piece of the battery? And he's like, yeah, it's in a mine. It's like, yeah, what's wrong with that? And Bolton goes, the mine's gonna blow today. So now, which one are they gonna go stop? They're gonna have to go stop So Joseph gets back with Diana. He's like, all right, I got an idea. You go look for the piece with Bolton and Johnny. I'll go and try to stop their heist and get whatever her name is, Johnny's wife's name. I forgot her name. Anyway, so they figure that out. They're like, all right, let's go. So they go. Johnny is kind of wants to go with Joe, but Joe says, no, you go there. That's more safe, okay? I mean, neither one of them are safe. One's a mine that's about to blow up, and the other one is an arms dealing thing. So we're going to go to Joe's story. We're going to go back to Diane's story, and we're going to go to Joe's story, okay? So Joe, he's like, all right, so should I go to their hideout and get whatever her name is, I forget, or should I go and stop the arms deal? Because here we are, another choice. And so he figures out, well, what if, because the arms deal is at a different place, it's illegal weapons that they're selling. They're not selling just regular weapons, they're selling illegal weapons to many people, bad guys. So they go. So Joe's like, all right, well, what if we can stop the mine? Because then we could get more people here and we could be able to stop it. So he alerts the city. He's like, listen, the piece that we need to solve this case is in that mine about to blow. And, well, the city, the mayor and stuff, they're already like, we have no control anymore. And so they're like, oh no, the construction's already started. They already have it stuffed with dynamite. They're about to blow it. So Joe calls up Diana and is like, all right, you need to move quick now. All right? And he goes and he tries to stop the arms deal. He'll go back for whatever her name is later. He goes to try to stop the arms deal, all right? Now, he gets there. It's not an abandoned warehouse, because I know y'all are probably tired of those. So it's not an abandoned warehouse. It's more of like a, what's it called? It's like just someone's house, but it's right outside. It's at night. It's about 10 o'clock at night. And so he goes there and he hides out behind the house. Now, the buyer gives Slick the money, and he gives him this big old crazy gun that's a laser beam gun, and he gives it to him, right? Now, he's like, and so right as he's giving it to him, Joe steps out. It's been about probably another 2 or 3 weeks now. He was in the hospital for a little bit. He takes his handcuffs, he's got his gun, he's got his handcuffs and his gun, and he comes up to him and he's like, put your hands in the air. And then the one guy drops the gun, forgets about the money, and runs off. He's a scaredy cat. He's just looking for some cool stuff I don't even know, And so now he's off. They have the gun on the ground. Joe jumps for it, and when he does, he misses and shoots it, and he shoots the core of the gun, and it starts to fritz out a little bit. Now, Slick and his men, they're like, oh, we got the money. And they grab the gun and run. They grab the... Yes? Now, Slick, he's got the money. So he tries to grab the gun. It's already been shot by Joe, and tries to run with it. And he's running with the gun, and then he looks at the core, drops it, and then just, and it kills Slick. It doesn't kill him, it just hurts him really bad and burns them all up, and it kills a few of his men. Right? Now, they did get away with the money, but they can't really get away. So Joe goes up to him and arrests one. He arrests Slick, because Slick is the leader, so he's like, if I get Slick, then the rest of the guys won't really know what to do. So he gets Slick, and he takes him into custody, right? Now, back to Diana's story. Diana is not trying to sneak in there. When she goes in there, she's like, can y'all hold off on the blow for 5 minutes? And after a little bit of negotiating, they're like, all right, 5 minutes. So they get in there, and they go, and they are almost there, and then they see the battery. It's in this box in the wall, and they have to pull it out. It's really heavy. They pull it out, and it drops right on Diana's lap. and then she's stuck there and she's holding the box. Then she looks at her watch. It's been about 5 minutes, and they're about to blow it. And they're like, "Are those guys out?" So then one of the construction guy walks up to like the leader of the construction guys. He's like, "Are those guys out?" And he says they should have been out by now. And he's about to blow the dynamite. Now Bolton and Johnny, they try to help lift up the box off of her, and they push him out, and then a boom goes off over him, and it drops a rock in between Johnny and Bolton and Diana. So Bolton and Diana keep going, and then this thing starts to roll, and Johnny says, "Go, run!" And then they just head off. They keep running. They don't want to look back, and then the whole mine just collapses, and Johnny's in there. So guys, that's kind of how Johnny ends. He ends as a hero, though. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave a like, subscribe, and I hope you'll enjoy what happens next. See ya.